You don't like it then? I take like you're just like you can.
No, I just said it's a hell of a beard. It's just very caveman-esque.
Last time it was get rid of it, get that shit off your face.
I still think that, but at the same time, I don't know. No, I just think you could probably groom it a little bit more, you know? Get some, like, if it's going to be like a long stay thing, then get some beard oil and, like, just make it a bit nicer. It just looks a bit wiry at the moment.
I haven't even done my hair today, man. Like,
I know, it just looks a bit wiry, that's all. You
Don't you need to come all fancy to these podcast recordings?
Yeah.
Well groomed.
Should be like I got pants on, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, I don't, so it's fine. Pants aren't requisite.
Groomed from the chest up.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. My first thing is obviously last week you missed. We worked backwards. Presumably you were getting a tattoo.
I got a tattoo. Yeah, I got a tattoo 2 weeks ago.
Now I don't remember.
No, I got a tattoo last week. No, my tattoo was coloured last Sunday.
Week.
Yeah, last Sunday.
Oh, it's coloured. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my colouring done last Sunday.
I don't recall. Did you mention you were going to get like a gorillas one?
Potentially, I don't know. I don't think I have.
Damn, I was gonna, but Ciaran, did it feel good?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I approve. I can't remember if I did. I did.
Is this the one that got delayed because of?
No, that was my arm one. That got delayed. No, this one was.
Have you got the arm one?
Yeah, like I got this one. I got Asta from Black Clover. I got that one. I've had that one for like since December.
I remember. I remember that one. I
got that one.
I just don't recall. I don't recall ever hearing about like I'm going off the anime.
I don't know if I remember because it's my anecdote from my arm tattoo. It's somebody put on a Gorillaz playlist while this was getting colored, and me and my tattoo artist were talking about the Gorillaz, and he's like,
sound familiar.
Yeah, I think I said this, and he's like, loved the artwork. He's like, I'd love to do a tattoo of it, and I was like, I like the Gorillaz artwork. You can slap that on me. And yeah,
the body is now just a canvas for whatever
cool shit. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm okay with that. I'm at the point now in the tattoo life where I don't like. I'm like, okay, what's next? And I'm like, I hate this blank space on the other side of my arm.
3 tattoos in. I'm part of the tattoo life.
Like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I hate this blank space on the back of my right forearm. This needs to be gone. It's probably a couple months away. I'll probably the back half of the year I'll get my next tattoo. I think I'll take a break and let myself financially recover. But yeah, no, it's good shit. I like tattoos, and the Gorillaz one is cool. So,
what do you reckon will be next?
I have no idea. I actually don't know with this. I've been thinking. I don't know if I want this space to be like a continuation of this tattoo, and I get like 2 more Black Clover characters on the back of my arm.
That's a lot of Black
Clover. Make it like a full piece. I like Black Clover. It's one of my favorite animes of all time.
I think One Piece is the...
What? What? Huh?
You said you'll make it a full piece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I do need to find something video gamey to chuck on me at the moment because I have got music and 2 anime pieces now.
Some Overwatch characters.
No, I don't think I'll do that one.
With the text underneath, never again.
Never again.
Get the Bungie logo.
In memoriam. The Bungie logo during the Blizzard.
No, Blizzard, sorry.
Get the Blizzard logo? Yeah.
Bungie.
The
That's a
NetEase
terrible
logo.
idea.
I was watching the fucking marathon thing before I could catch that. Yeah, get the Blizzard logo. Just become a corporate fanboy.
I'll do like the classic. Get like instead of how everybody gets the PlayStation symbols, I'll get the Xbox buttons. That looks so bad. That would look so horrible. No, I don't want to do that.
You don't even play with an Xbox controller. You should just get a picture of a mouse.
Get a picture of a mouse. Get a keyboard on my arm.
And it just says click clacks the way to.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Click clack that tat. You know
I respect that. Yeah, I respect
it's
that.
the WASD.
Yeah.
Do you want to give your? I don't want to talk about it again on another show because you missed your chance. But how do you feel about the Switch? You know, that's it. People have to listen people have to listen to the secondary show to get your thoughts since you missed out.
Yeah, my thoughts because I missed it last week. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like a lot of my ranting.
Pre-ordered it? That's my first. Actually, that's
I did not.
Okay, you survived. You survived. Okay,
I survived that. I'll probably end up with it, but you know, I didn't pre-order it.
If it was $200 cheaper, would you have pre-ordered it by?
No, because I spent more than that on my Steam.
If you weren't into tattoos now, would you have pre-ordered it?
Probably, yeah. Yeah. If I hadn't just spent, that money on tattoo, I'd probably be like, I wouldn't money for a Switch off the rip. I feel like if they'd, I just feel like if Sony had said to a couple, for the Pokemon presentation, hey, cool your jets for like 2 seconds, have your presentation after the Switch 2 presentation. And then I feel like that would have been more coherent and better, because I personally wouldn't have been like, why the fuck are you releasing all these games when you've got the Switch 2 and they've apparently blah, blah, blah. And then the presentation happens, they're like, oh, these have all got a Switch 2 version coming. And you're like, well, fuck, if you had just said that, if this had just been first, wouldn't have had any of these complaints, even though I still think I still have a lot of issues with Pokemon.
But it's going to run at 30 frames now.
Probably.
Hope so. Fingers crossed. You'd hope so with the repeating textures and not putting that much effort into the background. You'd hope it runs at 30 frames.
There's a pretty good chance they went, Switch 2, let's get even more ambitious.
Doubt it.
Oh shit, we still don't know how to put frames together.
Yeah, probably. No, I hope it works. Like, I hope the device works well. I'm surprised with the FromSoft collaboration, because, Bloodborne's gone really well in terms of how how an exclusive game is being treated in their software before. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to get a lot of people buying Switches just to be able to play that game. I don't know. It's the Mario Kart looked amazing. Like, it did look enough for me to go, and I was very tempted to be like, should I pre-order? I definitely had the pre-order webpage open of a retailer, looking at it going, could I, should I, would I? And I did. I
cancelled my pre-order.
You cancelled your pre-order?
Yeah, I saw the story. The Switch 2 won't have achievements or eShop music, and I'm out.
Fuck off. But there's a lot of Nintendoisms within its design that I'm like, why? I still think it's redundant to have these SD cards in the system.
But they're fast. But they're red. You don't understand. They're red.
No, I get it that they're faster and they're red, but to make them like, you have to have one to be able to run and work everything, I think is fucking insane.
I don't think you need one.
I thought I saw in the presentation you have to.
No, it comes with whatever. I can't remember off the top of my head. It comes with
256 gigs of storage.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I did it. I was hunting down. I'm like, is that a fucking solid state drive in there? Is it, motherfucker? Is that inside it? And I could not find that anywhere.
I doubt it.
I could not find it anywhere, and I was going to go mental if
based on the price, there's a fair chance it could be.
I don't even think that price is that.
No, I don't think it would be.
I don't think that price.
The problem
is that
straight
bad.
away is if there was an SSD in it and it was only 256, then as soon as you put an SD card in, they've got to add the ability for you to like switch where the game's stored, so you can have the better performance of it and all that sort of shit. So yeah, I don't think so.
Fucking
I know the speed. Those SD cards are real fast.
It's just got a red. It's just got a red HDD in there. Normal red hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a lot of Nintendoisms. It's the wild thing is I don't even think the price is that bad, but it'll be a case of, is the price this bad because it's Nintendo and they're just inflating what they've got, or is it actually value for that money?
Well, I mean, so I don't think we brought up last week because the story was afterwards, but there was a story. NVIDIA confirmed it. They reckon it runs 10 times faster thanks to DLS.
But even 10 times faster, like, it's not like the Nintendo Switch was
between generations 10 times though. Don't judge it to just say it's gone from one console to the next 10 times.
But it's like all right. It's like the slow kid in the back of the race There's these other two kids that are sprinting the race. There's this one kid that's been like stumbling. He's not really got his foot, and they're like, you know what? That kid's 10 times faster. Nowhere near as fast as those other two, but he's 10 times faster. He is.
How what do you? I
know if he's going 5 kilometers to an hour, then he's going 50 kilometers an hour. That's pretty fast.
The thing is, I just think that when was the last time, like, other than Breath of the Wild, I don't think I can remember a Nintendo Switch game that I'm like, wow, that is a step forward. That's gone beyond pushing the boundaries of what it is.
That's not what Nintendo does.
But why not? We should be. This is. I don't want to go into this rant because I go into this rant every time. But like,
I'm getting it out of the way on this show.
We should be holding Nintendo. We should be holding Nintendo to a higher standard, not just letting them get away with crap. Is like my biggest thing. Like I was watching a YouTube video of somebody looking at the new Pokemon game, looking at just screenshots of it and like comparing that game to the past iterations of Pokemon that we've got. And it's bad. Like it's worrying to see Pokemon games in the past where you've had really interesting architecture of buildings and really interesting town designs. In all of those, in like all of the trailers, it is copy pasted windows on every single building. And even though it's like that place is supposed to be representing France of all places, and France is amazing in its architecture. It's one of the things the French have actually done well. Like I just think there is not just the Pokemon company, but Nintendo as a whole just needs to be held at a higher standard. And not just, it's the same as, you know what? It's the same as what is eroded at Bethesda's goodwill. Back when Skyrim released, Skyrim was fucking, like, Bethesda was untouchable when it was like, oh, Bethesda, you releasing buggy games that aren't well polished, you buggers. And since then, games like Fallout 76, Starfield have crashed because we expect better of Bethesda now. And we are telling Bethesda, hey, you need to do better than this.
I mean, the last few Pokemon games that come out, I feel like there is always there's a loud outcry every single release.
But it's a loud minority.
Are we sure it's not just Ciaran every time?
Yeah.
Could just,
he's got 20 bird accounts. No, I think there's always a loud minority, but I think the thing is you just got to take into account is, especially for Pokemon, the amount of like parents and kids who just don't care and they'll just buy it.
But that's the thing.
But they're never going to be like listening to podcasts being like, you're right. I shouldn't buy for my child.
No, but it's like, that's the thing. I just don't like that we live in this corporate world where it's like they are just not getting away with, but they're able to not push themselves and not be better.
I don't know, Ciaran. Do you want McDonald's to turn into a Michelin star restaurant?
But I'm not expecting McDonald's to be a Michelin star. I'm not expecting
why are you expecting Nintendo?
No, I'm not expecting Nintendo to be a Michelin star.
To be pushing the boundaries.
Are you saying that Xbox and PlayStation are Michelin stars? Because I don't think either of them companies are Michelin stars either. But compared to Nintendo, but why should it be that way? Because I don't think either of them are Michelin stars at all. They both have their faults, but at least Nintendo and Microsoft, there is always seems to be iteration and forward movement.
Are you telling me PC Gaming's a Michelin star restaurant?
No, I'm not.
Oh, there's no Michelin star.
There's no Michelin stars in gaming because it's not a thing. It's not a thing.
Yeah, it's a food thing, Dylan.
Oh my god. But like I still think it's should be okay and it should be, I won't say allowed, but like it should be pushed that like we hold this company to a better standard and we say, hey Nintendo, sort your shit out, be better, stop making consoles that are dated and wrapping them up to make them look new, and then
I feel like it's dated. It's going to play all the games that are coming soon.
I feel like you've got to judge it on you got to wait till it comes out and you can judge it on Mario Kart and Donkey Kong and whatever the actual new Pokemon game is. Not judging the quality of the Pokemon games on Switch 2 on the one that's a Switch 1 game that's going to play better on the Switch.
Port, yeah.
You know? Judge it on the first exclusive. I'll allow that.
That's what, but I'll judge on the first exclusive, but it's still at the same time. That's where I'm like, Nintendo, like Pokemon, why is this game Why is this a Switch 1 game? Why wasn't it just a Switch 2 game off the rip?
There are millions and millions of Switches in the world.
Yeah. No, but they can just do what they've done in so many other games where they've just made it for the Switch 2 and then made a crappier version for the Switch.
They've made it for the Switch 1.
Maybe that's what they've done.
The crappier version.
They've just,
They just developed knowing the Switch 1 version would be the crappier version and you know, everyone's dealing with it. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna play it anyway. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I'll eventually get one. Don't get me wrong, but it's like
we have to. How the fuck are you defending your belt?
Well, that's it. Yeah.
You will be like
Mr. Roman Reigns over here.
Yeah, we'll fucking take the belt off you. You know, like
fucking all right, fucking Adam Pearce over there. Fucking righto.
If he will not defend the Mario Kart belt, he shall be stripped of it.
I'll defend it. I've never said I won't defend it. I was there just because. Sorry, no. Just because Buddy wasn't there when I defended it. It's not my fault. That's not on me. That's on fucking Buddy. He should fucking show up, but he didn't, and I creamed everybody. I crushed the competition. I was there.
Pretty sure it was just like a volume thing. You competed in the most races, so you earned the most points.
Everybody had equal opportunity to be at those races and to be at those events.
That's true.
I wonder if Hollow Knight Silksong they confirmed will be for Switch 1 and 2 whenever that comes out. I wonder if it'll have I wonder how many people, if that's like a launch. I wonder if that's a console exclusive game for a limited time, I presume. If that's limited console exclusive, because they announced that
they announced it, yeah.
Hades is console exclusive for a limited time.
Times, yeah.
So if they did the same thing for Hollow Knight Silksong, and imagine if it runs at 60 frames on Switch, Nintendo Switch 2 and 30 on Switch 1, that is a big difference for that sort of game. I reckon a lot of people would even buy a fucking Switch 2 to play Hollow Knight at that point just to get double the frame rate.
I think they would for the bit, yeah.
Yeah.
For the bit.
I don't even think it would be for the bit.
Oh, they're serious about it. I just really love Hollow Knight. That'd be assessed.
I think people would. No, I think Hollow Knight would sell consoles.
Yeah. I think even if it was 6 months console exclusive, but still on PC, I think people would still get a Switch 2 just for that game at this point. Fully believe it. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about? Tariffs or like?
How do you feel about Australian politics, Ciaran?
Tony Dutton is not Tony, Peter Dutton. That's the one. That's how I start. That's how I start. Tony, I don't know why. Peter Dutton is a shit bloke. You know, this is probably old news by now, and this shows the last thing I paid attention to that was anything even related to political. He kicks that bald man in the head with a footy, and then he didn't even say sorry to him.
That's yeah.
That would be the one clip you.
Yeah.
Yep. That does
make it fucking.
Well, I mean, the clip that went around the last election was Scott Morrison tackling a kid. So
yeah, 100%,
and landing on.
Crush that kid.
At least he apologized, you know. So.
Fair.
No, it's fine because I think me and Ash spent like a very long time the other week when you weren't here a couple weeks ago. We recorded Between the Cushions, like talk about politics ages. And I think by the end of it, I was like, well, thank God Ciaran wasn't here because he would have been bored out of his mind by this point.
Just, I'll just elect the least shit bloke.
I mean, that is generally most people's feelings on politics.
Yeah.
The least sheep bloke and the people who are going to give us the most stuff.
Do you know anyone that's from your local electorate? Would you recognize
sort of, yeah. I know, because the thing is, like, sadly, like, our local electorate probably, like, since I've been voting, has never really refreshed. Changed. Like, it's never refreshed. It's always the same people.
It's a solid colored
What would you say are the, like, do you think there's a solid, like,
we're a solid
story thread? No, before, like, what's the political issues that
ours is like it's regional, so it's a lot of farmer
stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Logistic, like in support for like rail and transport roads.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's really
potholes.
Yeah, exactly.
They should do something about those potholes. I heard someone's car kept getting like the wheels and stuff kept getting fucked up because they should like who do you vote for to get the potholes fixed?
I don't know.
I know it's a state government thing though. I don't know if it's a national thing.
Well, it depends on the road, right? It depends on the road. Sometimes
who owns the road? Sometimes you don't even know who owns the road. That's the problem.
Yeah, sometimes they don't even know who owns the road, and they're like, "You own the road," and they're like, "No, you own the road," and then they squabble in, and
But that's a good point. You know, you're a good example of why fixing the roads are important. You know?
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
where are those tax dollars going? You know what I mean?
Not to my tires, I tell you that. Even though I got told afterwards, somebody was like, "Hey, you could have like written a letter and just like if you had proof or you were able to say that like the roads were causing the damage to your car, you probably could have like got money out of it." And I was like, "I wish you told me that like months ago." But
yeah, I think it's a possibility, but I would highly.
I doubt it, but at the same time,
the amount of effort you would have to go through to even get that.
Yeah,
to be honest. Yeah. Wow. I think I was going to say before we wrap up. I'm going to put it out there right now that Adam McKay or someone like him will direct a movie about the current. And they're just going to call it tariffs. That's my current prediction. Because
it's going to be boring as fuck.
No, because they can play it out like a comedy skit. You know, like he turns the tariffs on 24 hours later, the 90-day thing, and he come in with China, and then they're like, he puts 125% on them, and then like they're like, nah, fuck you, put 125% on you, and then come back. It'll be, I think
it's very funny that Trump fixed the problem, and then he made it worse by like tripling the tariff on China.
And then he says, you can make the iPhones in America. Of course we can make the iPhones in America. And then someone tells him all the chips come from China. And then the next morning I wake up and he's like, all right, the tech stuff is excluded. I'm telling you right now, someone is going to make a very funny comedy movie about
I don't know if you can make it funnier than it actually is. So
yeah, well, that's a
real life. Point. Like I want to say, like the Daily Show, something like cut together clips of him talking about we're bringing all the jobs where you make the phones and you like put all the things in here in America, and then he goes to talk to a bunch of miners like, oh, they want you to work at high-end factories where you like put tiny screws into little phones and like, but you miners, you want to be in the mines. That's where you belong.
You want to mine. I find it very funny. Like it's such a big. I don't know if either of you have like got similar sort of things. Like there's people at my work who would never usually talk about or care, I guess, like about politics or keep up with any of the news cycle at all. Like I overheard a conversation between two people the other day where they asked someone else who does like keep up a bit more, was like, can you like explain what this tariff stuff is to me? And then I overheard them having a whole conversation explaining it to them and stuff like that. Because I guess it must be on the news and like they're like maybe it's popped up on their feeds enough or something that they're like giving in and being like, I need someone to explain this to me. Sort of, yeah. I found that quite interesting. The bleed through from it.
My like minor runners. It's just funny seeing people who are very supportive of Trump. Be like, oh, this is. How do I explain this in a positive light? How do I?
But it's all we bring in these. Every country should be self-sustainable, so America should be self-sustainable, which is dumb and like a bad use of resources.
Did you look up like the other funny thing, like the Australian thing when you put like tariffs on us, because he's like, Australia, we take a lot of beef. We take a lot of beef. But they're taking any of our beef. And then you look up the reason why. It's because American beef, we make it too fatty. It's too fatty, and you can't put it in the patty. McDonald's won't make burger, so we got to import the meat from Australia, and so we can make our fucking McDonald's burger. Like,
no, the reason we don't have American beef is because of mad cow disease back in the day. Concerned about that, and then they're also concerned about cows being smuggled in from Canada and Mexico into America and then sold as American beef.
And so they should be.
Yeah, why do they want to sell their beef if they're buying so much of our our beef?
Because
just use up all your beef first.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They can't. That's what I'm saying. They can't. There's regulations. It's too fatty for the fast food restaurants to use it. So they've got to import other countries our meat because it's less fatty.
That makes sense, really.
Yeah.
Stop feeding your cows fast food.
Yeah, I know what the fuck. I don't know how the hell they're doing it, but apparently there's
just so much sugar in there, Chud.
Yeah, I was reading up on it. Some weird thing. It's like the number's got to be like 31% or something that they test, and then their meat like there's like 33%, so they have to like import meat from places like us because it's like some safety regulatory thing or something like that. I'm like, the fucking American people make it the American safety people made a rule that they can't do this certain thing, and then like.
Yeah. Well, I think we all know what solution the Americans are going to go with. Fatty cows are going to be okay going forward.
Yeah.
RFK is going to come in and say it's all healthy.
Yeah. Well, RFK knows a lot about health, so. Yeah. COVID
brainworm really helped him.
COVID is fake. I can't even do an impression of his voice.
It's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah. Anyway, good times. Alrighty, let's record Arcade Couch where we won't talk about Switch 2.